Okay then, so this morning I am looking forward to talking to you about a new addition to the CMed family, which obviously you can buy from MedFx. It's called the Forever Universal Pre-Treatment. And we've just got a bit of a presentation to go through, and then you are free to go. So I'm just going to come off the video and start. So obviously I think most people on here know who I am. If you don't, my name's Sarah Whitehead. I'm a registered general nurse. I've done aesthetics for quite a long time, about 16 years, and I'm the UK KOL and expert for the BioReappeal on behalf of MedFx. So just a little webinar today. It's not, I think it's going to last about 20 to 25 minutes. And then obviously if you've got questions at the end, then please feel free to ask me as always. So obviously we're going to just start off with what is the secret to radiant skin, a couple of slides about that, exfoliation, mechanical versus chemical. Then we're going to do the product overview, the benefits, the ingredients. There is a protocol. There is a video which I'm hoping is going to work. It's the only video I've got at the moment, apart from the other one that you may have seen on Facebook and Instagram. And then we're just going to talk a little bit more about the post-treatment creams. So what is the secret to radiant skin? So I think most of us down through lockdown found that we started to educate our patients more about the importance of looking after the skin. And I know a lot of you have been really successful in, having skin consultations online. And I think when you go back next week, you're going to have a whole host of, new treatments and new clients, new patients that are going to come in, because hopefully they would have seen all your hard work and your efforts on social media promoting about good skin health. So most people will always say that cleansing is part of your routine, and a good cleanser has the ability to remove makeup, dirt, oil and other impurities from the surface of your skin, which obviously helps to improve your complexion, keep your skin looking fresh. But what happens below the skin surface? So for me, the real secret to youthful looking skin is skin cell turnover. So how do we get rid of those dead skin cells and speed up the cell turnover process? Exfoliation. I might be teaching you all to suck eggs this morning, but it's always good to have a bit of a refresher. So what is exfoliation? Why is it important? So exfoliation is the process of removing dead skin cells from the outer layer of the skin. And as an adult, the skin naturally sheds dead skin cells every 28 days or so to make room for the new skin cells. And when these dead cells fail to shed completely, it can clog your pores and, as we know, leave your skin looking a little bit dull, a little bit dry and a little bit flaky. So exfoliation is great because it helps to remove these stubborn cells and it reveals a new layer of glowing, radiant skin underneath. It's categorized into two broken up into two categories. So we have our chemical. So our chemical contains alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids and enzymes usually, and it's a chemical exfoliation to remove dead skin cells. Then we have our mechanical form of exfoliation. So it involves using hard substances to manually remove dead skin cells. So they used to use quite a lot of what was used mainly in exfoliants years ago were microbeads, and these were in a variety of exfoliating skincare products. And microbeads, if you don't know, obviously are exactly what they say, tiny particles of plastic. And basically they measure less than 1 millimeter in diameter. But basically what happened was there was high concentrations of these microbeads found in lakes and oceans. And this is when the government started to take action because they started to affect the marine life. So they all should have been phased out. So it tends to be made up of small granules like jojoba seeds, ruby crystals, very small granules, magnesium oxide crystals, quartz crystals, and then you've got your natural materials like ground fruit pips, seeds, or crushed nut shells. So this brings me on quite nicely actually to the pre-treatment from CMed Aesthetics. It's been developed for an optimal preparation of epidermal tissue before dermatological, medical aesthetic and aesthetic treatments. And, I've known about this product for quite a while, and I've been waiting for it to come to me for quite a while, because there's a lot of questions in the BioReappeal group, or, people will message me and say to me, oh, actually, Sarah, what can I degrease the skin with? What can I clean the skin with? And at the time, there wasn't really anything. Everybody knows that I'm a big believer that if you've got a family of products, you use it all together, because it's only going to enhance the results and improve the efficacy. And I think, you know, with BioRepeel came along first in itself as a peel, and then about 6 or 8 months later, the BioRehydra and the BioRelift came along. And then obviously we now have the pre-treatment. So we've sort of gone backwards. But thankfully, we now have something that you can use specifically in conjunction with the BioRepeel or any other range of aesthetic treatments, which is going to prepare that canvas to get optimum results and improve the efficacy of whatever treatment that you choose. So you don't, like I said, you don't have to use it in conjunction with BioRepeel. So it's a complete protocol. It's made of 2 innovative phases. I'm going to show you actually, because I've got my kit and I'll show you. So this is our box of goodies, and basically, get it out for you. We have our lipogel. So it's 50 ml lipogel, and we have our carbon salicylic mask here as well. And there's 50 ml in both of these. And then we have an activator. So I will tell you all about these products, because that's the whole point of the webinar today. So this is the kit. What I really like about the kit actually is it's really cost effective. So it's £35. So if you put in VAT on top of that, it makes it £43. And when I was speaking to Carlo last week, he says that you can get about 8 to 10 treatments out of this one box. So for £43, even if you are doing 8 treatments, you get 8 treatments out of this box. You're looking at sort of £5.30 as an additional cost onto the peel. So if you can get 10 out, that's great. You know, so your costs are going to be between sort of £4.30 and £5.30, if that makes sense. Another thing I love about it is for all Fitzpatrick skin types again. So like we said, we've got the lipogel, we've got an activator, and we've got a peel off mask, should I say, not masks. So again, you know, I received this product about 3-4 weeks ago now. So I've used it twice on myself, and I've also used it on a couple of family members. So the kit is obviously, like I've said, it's made up of 2 innovative phases. And what's the best thing about this? We've got a chemical exfoliator, and we've got a mechanical exfoliator. So we've got double action, which is always great. So we've got 2 phases. So we've got our lipogel and we've got our mask. And we've got our activator. Okay, so we're going to get a mechanical exfoliation. So we're going to get a bit of microdermabrasion with a micronized spherical silica in synergy with natural and nourishing lipophilic phase. So basically, we've got fine particles of silica working as effectively as sort of a plastic base, but they're safe for the environment and won't harm the human body. So it's the perfect and gentle mechanic exfoliation for the skin. And the lipophilic substances makes the skin water resistant, so it reduces transepidermal water loss and protects the skin against dehydration. Then we have the cleansing, so we've got sebum clearing action with natural surfactants from fatty acids extracted from coconut oil, so it's hydrating, smooths the skin and absorbs easily. It's quite nice actually when you apply it to the skin, because you can really, I mean, when you've had it yourself, and you'll always know that I'm a big believer, is whenever you've got a new product that you're going to add to your arsenal or your aesthetic toolbox, I always will recommend to use it on yourself. And I think it makes your skin feel so clean, this pre-treatment. So then we have our chemical exfoliation. So like I've said, we've got mechanical and chemical exfoliation in one product. So if you were to get this as a separate product, you'd have to buy 2 or 3 products, whereas this is just coming in one box and it all comes together. So that's what I think is great about it too. So we get a peel off mask, we've got salicylic acid, so we get an exfoliating action, and we've got vegetable carbon with purifying, detoxing and sebum absorbing effects. And then we have the antioxidant action on the skin. So it's an application of the spray. It contains stabilised vitamin C, white mulberry extract, ruscus and phytic acid. And we use this sort of in different phases throughout the treatment. So what we're going to do is we are going to go a little bit more into depth with the details. With our lipogel, we have got our spherical micronized silica, very, very tiny particles, and these are ideal for a deep and effective dermabrasion. So they work, like I've said, as effectively as plastic beads, but you won't know that you're doing your bit for the environment because they're safe for the marine life and obviously won't harm you either. So you're doing your bit protecting the planet, which is always an added bonus. I don't know whether anybody saw Greta Thunberg this morning talking about climate change. So that's quite interesting. I think there's a program about that tomorrow, around Monday, I think. Then we have Sacha Inchi oil. This is from Amazonian seeds. So they're not only rich in tocopherols, which is vitamin E to you and me, but also full of essential fatty acids such as omega-3, 6 and 9. We've got vitamin A. It helps to reduce, helps to regulate skin permeability, guarantees good hydration, and also acts as a reactive oxygen scavenger to protect against our cells' DNA. Then we come on to our almond oil. Obviously, they're not just good for snacking on. Almonds have got such a multitude of like really positive benefits. So they're not just for snacking on, that not just to add into your granola or drinking your almond milk, which actually I do. It benefits your skin in a number of ways. So it's, well, and ancient Chinese and Ayurvedic practices have used almond oils for centuries to help soothe and soften the skin, to treat minor wounds and cuts. And almond oil sort of makes up quite a lot of, products in the cosmetic and beauty products today. So we've got omega-3 and 6, so we've got our essential fatty acids again, we've got our vitamin E, our vitamin B1, B2, so we're going to help to improve skin barrier and microcirculation, and we're going to help to slow down aging, which is what we all want. And I think this is going to be great addition to your peel when you go back to work, because I think a lot of people, they feel, even though they've had, the products, if they've been buying them off you through lockdown, they're still going to feel like they need like something to sort of brighten the skin. And this is going to be great to help, brighten the skin and enhance the results of any sort of pre-aesthetic treatment. So then we have our sunflower oil as well. This is also rich in omega-3 and 9, vitamin A, D, E, B6 and minerals such as copper, magnesium and zinc, and provides protection from reactive oxygen species and gives nourishment and moisturization. And sunflower oil is obviously, I remember when I was little and we used to get given our little sunflower seeds, and you'd see how, I think kids still do it now, don't they? Put it in a little pot and see how tall they grow, or in my case, you forget to water them and they don't grow as well. But it's been used as a natural skincare ingredient for hundreds of years all over the world, and it boasts loads of benefits for, boosting nourishment, protecting against the skin elements. It hydrates, it's rich in antioxidants, it helps to unplug pores, helps calm temporary redness, it helps soothe, and it protects the skin, and obviously protects against our reactive oxygen species too. So then we come on to our charcoal peel off mask. So this is where we're going to get our chemical exfoliation, and it uses one of my most favorite acids, and that is our beta hydroxy acid, which is salicylic acid. As you know, it's a superhero for acne prone skin. It's got powerful exfoliating properties. It cuts down, breaks the keratin amino acidic chain of carnosite, so it basically melts the dead skin cells that are clogging up the pores. It intensifies the proliferative response of the germinative layer, so it encourages epidermal regeneration. And last but not least, the best thing about it, it has bacteriostatic qualities, so it's anti-inflammatory, helps to open up the pores, and it creates an unfavorable environment for any bacteria growth. So it's brilliant for, our oily acne prone skins again. And like I've said, what I love about all of the CMed products is the fact that they are for all skin types, and literally all Fitzpatrick skin types as well, which is always an added bonus. So the carbon salicylic peel off mask contains vegetable carbon. This is one of the most popular natural products at the moment. It's charcoal basically that's been supercharged. So when I say charcoal, although I don't think well, you might have had a barbecue at the weekend. I think you might have had one day of barbecuing, even though we all got excited that we were going to be barbecuing for the whole Easter weekend. It didn't obviously happen, but I don't want you to go to your barbecue and get your charcoal off the barbecue and start rubbing it on your face, because it's not that kind of charcoal. So this has been heated to 1,000 degrees and combined with gases to create a powder that traps toxins and bacteria like a magnet. It works wonders on oily skin, because we can remove excess oil, reduce the appearance of existing blackheads, and stops new acne from forming. And it gives your pores a real deep clean, removes all the dirt and bacteria. So this is going to leave the skin smooth and luminous. I use this on my daughter, who's 18. And then my daughter-in-law, who's in her late 20s, and my daughter-in-law has got really reactive skin, and she hasn't had like bio-peel before. So I said, do you know what? I've got this new treatment, and I want to try it on you because I know you've got, you know, really sensitive skin. So let's you know, see how we go with this. And I've got to say, even though she's got quite reactive skin, she was absolutely fine with this. And then obviously my daughter, who's got sort of more oily skin because she's younger. And at that age where, you know, you tend to get more, you know, spots and, you know, congested skin, her skin's been amazing this week. And literally, this is all we've used. I didn't even use anything else after. And her skin's been looking absolutely fantastic this week. So it's great because charcoal is natural, it's super gentle. And like I said, it's suitable for the most sensitive of skins. It's purifying, has a detoxifying action, and it absorbs pollutants and skin impurities and any other harmful substances. So it leaves the skin looking cleaner and healthier. And like I said, brilliant for acne prone skin, and sort of, to be honest, for everybody. But I just wanted to do a little bit of an experiment on sort of my skin, which is older, than my daughter's skin, which is more oily, and then on my daughter-in-law's skin, which is more sort of sensitized and reactive. And we've all, you know, thought actually this is a really good product. So we have this little magic bottle of spray that is also involved and included in our box. And basically it's an activator. And when we use it for, because I'm going to show you the video of how it gets used. So we'll use it when we use it with the mechanical exfoliator to form an emulsion, so form a white emulsion. And then we'll also spray it when we've applied the charcoal peel to help to activate and set it into a peel off mask. Okay, it's effective for the removal of sebaceous residues and impurities from the skin, and it contains sodium ascorbyl phosphate. So this is a soluble form of vitamin C, so it functions as an antioxidant, and it's really effective for brightening uneven skin tone, protects the skin, promotes its development, improves its appearance. It has skin whitening, antioxidant, collagen producing, and anti-inflammatory properties. Then we have our white mulberry extract. Now this has been, again, a lot of these ingredients in these products have been around and used for centuries for, you know, different indications that they have on the skin, and this has been used more for its medicinal properties. So it's extracted from the mulberry tree. So it's an antioxidant which is rich in vitamin A, B, B1, B2, B3, B6, vitamin C, vitamin E, and riboflavins, which are highly beneficial to the skin. So it's known for its brightening properties, the ability to fade away dark spots, pigmentation caused by aging and exposure from the sun. And it's interesting to know actually that it's a natural alternative to skin lightening products that can contain sort of harsh ingredients such as hydroquinone. So it has a nice antioxidant on the skin, and it's nice and gentle, and it's calming as well. So it's a good all-rounder. Then we have our ruscus root. This is an evergreen shrub from Mediterranean countries. I can't talk today. I don't know what's the matter with me. Sorry. It's known as a potent venous vasoconstrictor, meaning that it helps to narrow the blood vessels and increase microcirculation. And in cosmetic products, it's an ingredient that's a good astringent, it's refreshing, it's toning, as well as being sort of anti-redness and a soothing agent, and has a calming effect on the skin. Then we have our phytic acid, which is a gentle yet potent antioxidant, and it boasts a myriad of benefits for different skin types and concerns, derived from grains, legumes, and rice. And what sets this ingredient apart is its antioxidant properties. So it's an alpha hydroxy acid. So again, we get exfoliating properties, milder form of glycolic acid, but it allows it to shed off the dead skin cell buildup. Overall, you'll find that phytic acid is the gentlest of all acids. Again, so it's ideal for sensitive skins, reduce the appearance of aging, and can help reduce melasma and scarring. Like I said, what I like about the skincare range is it's suitable for all skin types, even sort of sensitive and reactive skin. Another interesting factor about phytic acid is it's a chelator. So I don't know whether you remember in the presentation for Bio-Re peels, chelators are almost like the skin's Pac-Man. So they chomp away all the baddies and stop them from entering the skin. So this is our protocol. Now, unless you have somebody who's got, who's got lots of different, heavy made up, I personally don't think you need to do a pre cleanser, because this is, what we've all been looking for, what we've all been waiting for. So unless you have somebody who's really caked in makeup, you'll find that this is going to be absolutely fine to use. Just with somebody who's got sort of minimal makeup on. But we apply the gel and we rub it into the skin. Then we spray the activator until we get a white emulsion forming. Then we remove the emulsion with water-soaked gauze. We apply a thin layer of the charcoal pre-peeling mask. And 5 ml is advisable. You don't need to cake it on. I mean, I've sort of, done it a few times now. One time I put quite a lot on it and it didn't set, but that was on myself and it was new and I was excited. And you know what it's like, you're excited to get it out of the box and you try it and you think, oh. So then obviously I always find it as well, it's great to have family members that become your guinea pigs, because then you can sort of play and experiment. So a thin layer is best. Then we need to spray the activator. And when I was speaking to Carlo last week, he said, at least 20 sprays, you need to be really generous with the spray. And then we wait 20 to 30 seconds until it forms into a little more of a gel. And then we get a film. And then I always roll. It's not like one of those peel off masks where, when you put it on your face and literally you can peel your whole face off. It's a little bit more delicate than that. So I tend to roll the peel and you'll see that in the video as well. So hopefully I'm going to see whether we can get this video on. So I'm going to stop this share, come back on the video, and hopefully show you a film. So this is obviously not my film, it's an Italian film. So it's about 4 minutes long. So hopefully, can you all see that? I just want to make sure you can all see that, and we'll play it. I'm just going to make sure that that's a bit smaller. So let's see. Can everybody see this? Just raise your hands if you can see it. So I don't know if you can see, but they're tiny, tiny little grains of this micronized silica. Literally you apply it to the skin. It's really, really, really simple, to be honest with you. And we rub it into the skin for about 2 minutes. So it just makes the Bio-Re peel more of a treatment as opposed to a procedure. Then we spray the activator. So again, cotton pads over the eyes, hold the cotton pads on the eyes, I would personally, and then just spray. Now you should be able to see that it turns into a little bit of an emulsion. And obviously before you spray it, warn your patient that you're going to spray it, because they get a bit of a shock. I know this from experience. There you go. So you can see the white emulsion forming now. So you just rub that into the skin. So we're getting our nice mechanical exfoliator. Then we remove the emulsion with water-soaked gauze. Then we apply our salicylic mask, so about 5 ml of product. I mean, you don't have to measure it. You haven't got to, prelate it with a syringe. I always say try it first on yourself and a willing participant in the family. I mean, who's going to not want to have this as a treatment? They'd be lining up. So as you can see, it's a nice thin layer that's been applied to the skin. And then you're leaving it on for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then we're going to apply our activator again. And again, at least 20 sprays are required for the face. Again, remember to tell your patient that you're going to spray them. And then you wait 20 to 30 seconds. Sometimes you might need to wait a bit longer than that. But can you see how she's rolling? It's not your typical peel off mask. So there we go. So she just rolls it off. And then I literally, if I had any sort of residue that I couldn't get off, I just used a little bit of gauze and just took it off with the water. So there we go. It's as simple as that, and it's a great pre-treatment. So we've got 2 steps, we've got 4 actions. We've got a mechanical pre-peeling, skin degreasing, chemical pre-peeling, and an antioxidant effect of the activator. So we've got 2 exfoliating actions in there. So we've got a double action exfoliator. So hopefully I can stop this share and hopefully go back onto the share of my presentation. She says. Yes, we have. So again, it's designed to be used with any aesthetic treatment. However, for best results, personally, I would use it in conjunction with the BioRepeel. I have put 50% on there as well. So, you can use it with both, but you've got to remember that, the face is a smaller area than the feet or the back. So personally, I would probably just keep it to be used with the FND, if I'm honest myself personally. Obviously, we've got our post-peel treatments. So, I can't stress the importance enough of having the whole family, using the whole family to get optimum results. So we're going to be able to, create the perfect canvas. So that's going to slough away all those dead skin cells. Then BioRepeel is going to do its job. And we all know, because I think most of you are prolific users of the BioRepeel, as am I, that if we're able to have a double action exfoliation prior to the peel, we're going to get even better results. So if you imagine how good the results we've been getting with the BioRepeel, it will only sense to enhance them. And people will always say to me, oh, is it really important to use post-peel cream from CMed, or can I use anything? And I always say, if you're using something from the same family, they're all designed to look after each other. They all complement each other. They're all going to give you the best results. So absolutely, I want you to use the BioRehydra and the BioRelift. If you're going to use the whole, shebang, you use it all together. So what is BioRehydra? So it's more for acne, oily prone skin. I'm going to show you all this at the end anyway. I just wanted to just give you a bit of a refresh. But it's a gel, and it's really, really sort of light gel actually. It has over 15 active ingredients. So we've got our hyaluronic acid, we've got our ocean extracts, we've got our amino acids, so we'll be able to feed the skin. We've got vitamins, we've got gamma aminobutyric acid, so we're going to get a degree of tightening of the skin as well. And we can use this, on its own, but I would always use it in conjunction with the BioRepeel. Then what is BioRehydra? So the BioRelift is the post-treatment cream. So me personally, I like the BioRelift better than the Rehydra, because I've got older skin, tends to be a little bit more drier. So if you've got somebody with acne or oily prone skin, you go for a bit BioRehydra, and if you've got somebody with older, more mature skin, that does have a bit of shedding and a bit of peeling, then I'd go with the BioRelift. Obviously, it's easily absorbed. It's not tacky either, which is what I like as a cream of afterwards. It's got over 20, I think it's 22 active ingredients. So we've got our biometric peptides, we've got our micronized hyaluronic acid. So it's the smallest form of hyaluronic acid on the market. So it's able to penetrate and hydrate from deep within. We can feed it again with our amino acids, feed our fibroblasts. It contains vitamins, and we've got our lipophilic base of natural origin. So it's going to give some really nice moisturizing effects. It contains shea butter, argan oil, almond oil. So obviously these are responsible for deep hydration, and literally, yeah, it also contains this colloidal palatine, which is almost like they sort of liken it to poison from a viper. So it helps to tighten the skin. It's not poison from a viper, by the way. Okay, so I think that is about it. So obviously, if you're not in the BioReapil Skin Experts group on Facebook, which I think most of you are, please add yourself to it. I'm not admin on there, so I don't control what gets posted, who gets let in. If you want more webinars, then I think I will be doing some more of MedFx soon. So look out for that on MedFx via social media and emails that they'll send. And obviously you can follow MedFx and myself on Instagram. And I always say, if you want to ask me a question, then absolutely please message me. If I don't message you back straight away, I'm not ignoring you. I will get back to you. So I'm just going to come back. I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to come back. Hello, it's me again. So I'm just going to go through pricing for you. And I know there's going to be people with some questions for me. So I'm just going to see what my questions are at the moment. So Nadine wants to know how much we charge clients roughly for this treatment. I think most people are charging BioReapil. They've now realised that this is an elite product. And it's not to be, you know, a peel for 20 quid. You know, this is still a TCA peel. It's an elite product in its own right. There's nothing like this out there on the market that can rival this, in my opinion. But obviously, you know, I personally would say this is usually, most people are charging between 60 to 90 pound. And I don't know whether anybody else has done this, which I hope you have, is increase your prices, because obviously things are starting to, you know, everything is started to increase in price. My sister-in-law sent me a picture of her ice creams. She had ice creams at the weekend in Wales for a little tub, £5. £5 for one tub with 2 scoops. I couldn't believe it. So that is like literally everything is starting to increase in price. So I would say absolutely, if you're thinking that you're going to add another £5, if you're going to buy the Forever and you're adding another £43, if you cost it accordingly, if you get 10 patients out of this, it's going to cost you £4.30 extra. So you may want to soak up that cost. You may want to put an extra £5 on, an extra £10 on. So it honestly is completely up to you. You might want to use it in a treatment in its own right, for anybody who hasn't had a peel before, and you know they just want to sort of delve into the realms of having a bit of exfoliation and a different treatment. You can cost it accordingly, so you could do it as a £30 treatment in its own right. It's going to be up to you guys of how you want to do it. Let me see. TCA should be at least £120. It will depend on your demographics, if I'm honest. Some people are charging £60, some people are charging £90, some people are charging £120. It honestly depends on where you are based in the UK. It also comes down to whether anybody's done an introductory offer. But I think going forward and moving forward, it is an elite product, and you shouldn't be charging really as low as £60. It should be more than that. You know, while I don't think it should be £120 a treatment, that potentially will change, because if you're in London, you know, you're able to charge that. But if you're in a little tiny village in Wales, it's going to be very difficult for you to justify £120 for a treatment. I meant the pre-treatment. So yeah, so like I said, Nadine, if you think that it's going to cost you £35 plus that, so it works out as £43, just you can check actually whether you can get them free on prescription. I'm not saying that you can. You might be able to. I will need to check that. But if you can get it on prescription and you're not paying your 20% VAT and you're getting it for £35, that's going to be £3.50 added on to the cost of your treatment. So it's, you know, if you wanted to add another sort of £10-15 on your BioReapil price because you've got a new pre-treatment, if you want to add £20, it's completely up to you. I will always say in webinars, I'm not here to, tell you how to run your business, what prices to charge, because you'll all be different. I'm here to tell you about a product. And if you want to use it, great. And if you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it. It's as simple as that, really. Are the contraindications the same as biorepeal? Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I would be really careful about as regards as contraindications, obviously for me, pregnancy and breastfeeding is always a big one. Anybody with compromised skin, reactive skin, so acne, rosacea, dermatitis, psoriasis, anybody potentially, because it contains the almond oil, if you have somebody with a severe nut allergy. I mean, some people, there's a real sort of debate on the fence for this that I was reading the other day, because I wasn't sure for myself. I'm not the oracle. I don't profess to know everything. Every day is a school day for me as well. But I was reading up over the week, and some people who have a nut allergy have used products with almond oil, whereas other people have inhaled the fumes of the almond oil, and they've had an anaphylactic reaction. So I would always, with whatever you do, always err on the side of caution. If you've got somebody that has got extremely reactive skin, has a nut allergy, then I personally wouldn't use any of the product anyway. Same as if you've got anybody who has got any allergies to aspirin. But yeah, I mean, if you've already done, most people on here have done the biorepeal as a webinar anyway, so they will have seen the list of contraindications. Let me just see. Thanks for the webinar. Sarah, would you do this biorepeal and Botox on the same day, or just this and biorepeal? I don't think there's any reason why you couldn't do the toxin, as long as you are doing it post-peel and post-peel treatments. Then there's no reason why you can't still do a toxin. I don't see there's any reason why you can't. So is there any more questions from anybody? So obviously, as I've said, it's a new product to me. I've used it twice myself, and I've also used it on my younger daughter and my daughter-in-law. No issues, no problems, no post redness, after the treatment. Let me just see. Understand the concept of using the whole family, but is it possible to use an enzyme peel prior to biorepeal? For me, thank you for your question, Samantha. For me, if you're using products from other families, if you have a reaction, which product has given the reaction, and I think you're always safer using products from the same family. That is just my personal opinion. It's just a logical opinion to myself, because it's like doing people saying, can you use a Sunicos on the filler and a filler on the same day? Well, yeah, you can. However, if you have an issue or anything goes wrong, which has caused the problem. So I think when you're using products from the same family, at least if you do have any issues, you can say, do you know what, that's exactly, I don't really understand why I've had a reaction. Maybe it's time to message Sarah or message Carlo and see why this would have happened. That's why I always prefer to use products from the same family. And I'm really happy now, because obviously it has come in a bit of a roundabout way. That obviously we had the peel first, then the creams, and then the cleanser and the exfoliator. So I'm really happy now that we've got something to recommend to you guys as a sort of treatment, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. How often would you recommend this treatment? So you can use this every time you use, if you're going to do a biorepeal, I'd use it every time prior to the peel. Where can I order this from? You can't see it on MedFx. Oh, it should be on MedFx. I don't know why it's not on MedFx. Leave that one with me, and I'll make a phone call after I've done the webinar. So do you remove makeup first, or will the first step do that? Well, I did it. I literally, like I said, if you've got somebody who has got loads of makeup on, then I'll probably just use something very, very gentle just to remove their makeup, something sort of quite creamy. But ultimately for me, this does remove the makeup. Unless you've got somebody with loads and loads of makeup on, then actually it should be absolutely fine to use this without a pre-cleanser, because then it's another step, if that makes sense. And you can always say to patients, you know, before they come, just make sure you haven't got any makeup on. I know that with the best will in the world, that's not always going to happen, because everyone's going to be so excited to be out. They're all going to be getting dolled up, putting all the makeup on, you know, because we're all excited to go out, aren't we, and see everybody. So hopefully that's answered most questions. Is there any more questions, guys? I'm just going to go through. Would you still recommend Clinisept prior to peel? I think with Clinisept, Lorraine, if you are going to do a procedure where you're using any needles, so if you're going to do fillers or toxins, then yes, you can use your Clinisept post-treatment, pre-treatment. But because it's such a new product still, I think it's still a bit of trial and error. You know, you should have been able to do this, clean the skin, because we've got both of our double action exfoliation on the skin, so the skin should be in, you know, pretty clean, and we've got our salicylic acid on the skin, so it's going to clear any bacterial microbials on the skin as well. So really, for me, is it necessary? I think the jury's out on that one. I think it's going to be personal preference. If you're going to go straight to using the BioRePeel and nothing else, then no. But logically, do you need to use Clinisept after you've used this? Logically, I don't think you do, if I'm honest. Let's have a look. Any more questions, guys? Just seeing if I've got any more questions from anybody. So I think there's a few people that couldn't see it on MedFx, so I just need to make a phone call just to see whether or not it's on, but it should be. It should be on. Any more questions? Because I'm just looking at time before we go. If you do have any questions and you haven't thought of them today, then obviously please just drop me a message. Oh, I've got another question. I've seen the pre and post products cheaper on other sites. Are they fake on Filler World? I don't know. I believed that you could only get it from MedFx and Shop Beautiful, but I think there are other places that are selling it. So, you know, I work on behalf of MedFx and Shop Beautiful. So as far as I was aware, they were the only places that you were able to get this product. I think it's maybe worth making a few phone calls again just to find out where this is being sold. Can we get the product protocol info sent through? What I'll do, Nadine, is I'll try and get it put in the files so you've got it. This video that I've shown you is also on the CMed Facebook page, so it's something that you can watch. I'll message Carlo today and see if I can put it in the BioRePeel Skin Experts group. Can't promise, but I shall ask. But yeah, we can sort the protocol out for you. That's not a problem. Just making sure that everybody's been answered. So pre and post procedure. Yeah, okay. Thank you for the session. Excellent. Can you answer the queries via the Facebook so we can see your response and research, please? Can you just be a bit more specific, Karen? Which questions are on the Facebook? Just wondering if you can tell me, be more specific. Okay, sorry, yeah, look into protocols. Okay, so basically on the BioRePeel Skin Experts group, Karen, there is a files section, and if you go into the files section, there'll be the protocols on there. Obviously there's not a protocol for this for the forever yet, but I shall endeavour to get that rectified today and pop it on there. Sorry, thank you for clarifying. So any more questions from anybody before we go? Just double checking. It's nice to see so many familiar names on here this morning anyway. Thank you all for joining me. It's always nice to, you know, I know a lot of people are zoomed out. Let me just look at prices. Query would be good to understand where sold. Yeah, it would. I mean, it's very frustrating because it should be in a product that is exclusive to MedFx and Shop Beautiful. It's also like with Sunacos, that's meant to be a product that's exclusive to MedFx, but I know there are other places that are now selling this, so it's really difficult. I mean, I would always say you would go to the distributor who has got the distribution rights, because they can be parallel imports. They may be older versions, especially with BioRefill and the creams. They may be sort of the first batch that have come out, and obviously they could be, I mean, I'm just surmising, I'm not saying this is, you know, gospel, but I would always just get it from the manufacturer that has got the distributor rights, me personally, just to be on the safe side. Thank you, have a lovely weekend. You're more than welcome. Thank you, Sarah, amazing as always. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Lorraine, you have a lovely weekend too. Let's hope that it's going to be a bit warmer. Thank you, appreciate your honesty. Yeah, I try to be diplomatic, you know, because that's just how I am. But for me, you know, as a medical practitioner, you know, I always know that if I have any issues or any problems, that I'd like to think that I'd be able to go back to the distributor who will be able to sort those problems out or those issues out. And obviously we're really fortunate actually in the CMed group that we do have Carlo. I mean, Carlo is the guy behind the products. And, you know, if there's any ever issues with anything, you know, he's actually quite readily available to answer people's questions as well, which I think is, you know, that's really rare. So I think actually we're really lucky to be able to have Carlo as a reference point as well. Which, you know, and obviously if there's any issues, I know that he will always, you know, answer and try and provide solutions for people, which is always good. So hopefully that has answered everybody. If you've got any more, I'll stay on for a couple more minutes just to make sure everybody's got everything answered that they need answering. So we're all looking forward to going back. Oh yeah, there's a couple of raised hands. I bet you're all really, really busy next week. I'm busy next week as well, so I've got bits and bobs to do next week, so I'm quite looking forward to going back to work. Just hoping that the clothes that I plan to wear fit me, because that's the thing, isn't it? I don't know about you, but I've been living in leggings and leggings and trainers, really. That's all and pajamas. So I think that's it. I'm not going to bore you anymore, guys. If there's any more questions, then, you know, just drop me a message on either my Instagram or, yeah, I always say try not to message me on Facebook, because if we're not friends, I don't always see the messages, and then I come to a spam folder and there's all these messages and I'm like, oh no. So Instagram, I'll always get the messages through straight away. So if there's anything you want to ask me in the meantime, then please drop me a message. And all that's left to say is have a wonderful day. It's Friday, it's the weekend, it's time to open the alcohol, and well, not at the moment, but later this evening. And enjoy the weekend, enjoy the rest, guys, because, you know, we are going to be really, really busy for the next few weeks, and we're going to wonder how on earth we ever worked full time. So I hope it all goes well for you. I hope you're super duper busy, and fingers crossed I'll be seeing you all in the actual flesh. Actually, I think we are going to see each other in the flesh, so it's quite exciting. And it's lovely to see so many familiar faces and some lovely comments there. It's great to see everybody too, and hopefully we'll all be back doing what we do best really, really soon. I've got one more question. Hopefully it won't be long for Northern Ireland. Oh, I hope so. I hope so, Carla. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day and take care. See you later. Bye.